Good morning, my people all over the world. Good morning from your brother Emmanuel Oni, reaching you all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm reaching you this morning from the platform of Niger Watch, and we are on the show Matters Arising. Sit back, my people, relax yourself with a cup of coffee, tea, wine, whichever you prefer. Relax and stay back as we come alive again this morning to entertain, educate, and inform you. I promise it's going to be fully entertaining and educative. That is my promise. And before we start this morning, before we go to the news item on our table, our advice and appeal to you to please encourage your friends, your family, your neighbors, people around you to subscribe to Niger Watch channel, to like our show, to share our videos to as much people as possible so that we'll be able to reach out to many people that we wish to, because that is the idea behind this program. Our idea is to reach out to people, to be able to educate people, to be able to inform and entertain you. So the only way you can encourage us and boost our morale is by liking, subscribing, and sharing our video. That is the way. That is the multivitamin we need. That is the energy we need to propel us, to push us to do better, to give more in what we have agreed and are choosing to do for you. So in doing that, you'll be encouraging us. Engage us with your comment. Yes, engage us with your comments. Praise us when you need to praise us. Criticize when you need to criticize. Ask questions when there's need to ask. We are ready to answer you. We are ready to give you, to serve you the best that we have in our table today. So as you proceed to continue on this morning show, Matters Arising, the first on the list of this morning on Matters Arising is Estonian Prime Minister resigned over corruption probe. This one is from the international scene. I purposely came up with this topic because it is becoming something that when I hear things like that happen in other parts of the world, I'm so happy. It encouraged me. It gives me joy that some nations are still willing to do the right thing, willing to take the right course for their people. When things like this happen in other parts, these things doesn't happen in Nigeria. So that is why I want to really dwell on this matter this morning. And that is why I pick it as one of my first topic for today, the very first topic I'm going to dwell on. So it's not by, I didn't just bring it up because I want to bring my nation down. No, I want to let our leaders know that the way to go is to be ready to do the right thing. The way to build a nation that works for everybody is that when you are in a situation that call for questioning, it is on you. The onus is on you to quit that position, excuse yourself from that position, and let investigation take place clearly. Because when you are being questioned on matters and you remain in that position, there's the probability that you will the investigation will not go smoothly. There's the probability that you will step on the investigation and it will not achieve the desired result. So that is why I consider this topic very, very, this news very, very important to me, because we have to do our best to educate our leaders, to educate our political class that, look, the way to go is to do the right thing. In situations like this, when you are being questioned, when you have anything when there is a question hanging on you to answer, you quit your position, you excuse yourself from that position so that the proper investigation will be fully investigated. So proper investigation will be fully carried out. That is the only way we can grow as a nation, because these kind of things are not very, very common in Nigeria. They are not very, very easy to come by in Nigeria. So as we move on, let me go through the news as it is, details of the news. Estonian Prime Minister Jüri Ratas resigned on Wednesday after his center party came under investigation for corruption, raising the prospect of a new ruling coalition in the Baltic Eurozone. Elections are unlikely, and President Kersti Kaljulaid said she would ask the leader of the opposition Liberal Reform Party, Kaja Kallas, to form a government. Kallas, who would be Estonia's first female prime minister, would still require approval by the parliament. Excuse me. Approval by the parliament. The outgoing government, which stays in office until a new one is found, including the far-right Ekri party. One of the suspects in the investigation is an advisor to the finance minister, Martin Holem, from Ekere. Ratas announced his resignation on Facebook after an hour-long meeting of his party board in the night. He said he had to make any malicious or knowingly wrong decision, but wanted to shed light on this case. The investigation centered on property company called Porto France, which received a large state loan and struck a lucrative deal with city authorities in the capital, Tallinn, whose mayor is also from the party. Hilar Tender, a businessman and the father of the company's owner, donated large sum to the center party. Political analyst Ren Chomla from the Joan Skite Institute of Political Studies said it was quite possible that Ratas would stay on as a minister in Kallas' cabinet. He said any future participation in the government by Ekere, which is also anti-EU, was highly unlikely. The resignation could also scupper plans for a controversial referendum on same-sex marriage that the coalition had been planning to hold this spring. New election could only take place if no candidate for prime minister can command parliamentary majority. Estonia last went to the poll in 2019. The Reform Party came first in those elections, but failed to clinch a deal for majority coalition. Instead, the Center Party forged a coalition with Ekre and the right-wing Isama conservatives. Tomala said a grand coalition between Reform Center, Isama, and the Social Democrats was the most sensible against the coronavirus pandemic and to stir an economic recovery, he said. The Center and Reform Party have alternated in government over the nearly 3 decades since Estonia broke from the crumbling Soviet Union. Both strong support Estonia EU and NATO membership. Both strongly support Estonia EU and NATO membership, which they see as buffer Sorry for the network distraction. Both strongly support Estonian EU and NATO membership, which they see as a buffer against Soviet-era master Russia. They have favored austerity to keep spending in check, giving the country one of the Eurozone lowest debt to GDP ratio. That is the end of the quote. So now what the news is talking about is that the Prime Minister of Estonia have some questions to answer in corruption matters, and he had a meeting with the party, and he decided to quit the position for fairness in the investigation. So that is the way to go. You cannot be a leader and you are being questioned for corruption matter or one thing or the other, and you will decide to sit tight on that position. The investigation will not be pure and will not be fair. The investigation will not come up with result, the required result to find out what really happened. There was a corruption case against him and his party that came out from a business a company who donated large sum of money. So they are trying to investigate the matter. They are trying to find out what happened and how the case go. So the Prime Minister now decide to quit his position, which is very, very encouraging to me. We cannot build a nation while we want to sit tight on positions when questions are being asked of us, when we need to answer things that are hanging on us, especially when it has to do with corruption. Especially, our leaders should learn from this kind of people. They should go and learn how to resign. Life is give and take. There's nothing that is sacrosanct in life that you cannot do without. You cannot be a leader and want to sit tight in a position when you have questions hanging around you. That is not the leadership as far as I'm concerned. That is not the kind of leadership we in Nigeria should encourage. We need leadership that will be ready to sacrifice their position for proper things to be done. Leadership that will be ready to sacrifice their life, their offices for proper things to be done. Until we learn how to do this kind of things, until we learn how to take this kind of decision, until our leaders learn how to quit positions, it will be very difficult for us to get anything right. That is the truth of the matter. It will be very, very difficult. Our leaders, our political class especially, must learn to quit positions when the need arises. When there is need like this, must learn to let it go. Let it go, so that proper things will be done. By the time we start seeing things like this, you find out that people will no more take life or positions do or die. People will no more take a political offices a do or die matter. We need a reform. We need to change our constitution that will encourage this kind of things. This is a call to the political class. This is a call to the government. This is a call to the legislators to come up with a constitution that will encourage this kind of life, that will encourage people for equity's sake, that will encourage people for integrity purpose. We cannot begin to preach integrity. We cannot begin to say things that we cannot practice. This government came under the mantra of integrity, but today we don't see any integrity anywhere. People commit offense, people do things anyhow and hold tight to the office without fear of anything, without the recourse of saying, what is this I'm doing? Without conscience. If a government had come on the mantra of integrity, and for the past 6 years, there's no integrity in place in any way, where they are not displaying integrity in any way. All they do is just to mount it. Integrity, mount it. After mounting it, that is the end. So I'm calling on the leaders, I'm calling on the political class, I'm calling on the National Assembly to please come up with laws that will encourage this kind of life. Come up with laws that will make people not see offices as a do or die thing, or political position as a do or die thing. That is one of the reasons we are where we are. We are not growing democratically. 20-something years after democracy, see where we are. Look at where we are. People still, it still look as if we are still running a military kind of government. 20-something years, no movement. Looking like we are still running a military kind of government. We cannot continue like this. We must learn to do the right thing. Our leader must be forced to do the right thing, to take the right positions when situation arise like this. When you are in big question of any wrongdoing, both in terms of oppression, corruption, on integrity matter, anything that borders on integrity, it borders on you to leave your position, to excuse yourself from that position and let property be done. That is the way to go. That is the real way. That is how to build a country. That is how to build a society. That is how to encourage probity. Not your big question of corruption. You say you want to remain in position. And Nigeria is such a place that where superiors sit on their subordinates as if they are not human beings. In Nigeria, you dare not ask your superior, or you tell your superior, this is the way to go. They see everything as affront on them. They see everything as you are teaching them their job. That is the pride. So when there's a corruption case bordering on you, you now remain in that position. The people doing their job will not be able to do it fairly. That is the truth of the matter. They will not be able to do it. They will do it with fear. They will do it with favor. They will do it with compromise. So we must learn to do the right thing. Our leaders must be forced, whether they like. It's not whether they like it or not. It's a must. It's a task that must be they must do. Learn to quit position. Learn to excuse yourself from position when the need situations like this arise. So that is why I came up with this, and I expect that our National Assembly will work towards this kind of laws that will encourage this. I think that is enough for that. The second on the item is U.S. President Donald Trump impeached for second term. This is history. It has never happened in the history of America. This is the first time. I'm not surprised that it happens. I'm not surprised at all, because Donald Trump called for this. He called for this disgrace. He called for this humiliation. So he's getting everything he so deserve. Because if not, he know the country is ruling. It's not the country. America is not like a third world country, and America is not like Africa country. It's a country that has practiced democracy for over 200 years, and they have mastered democracy. So it's not a place you just come and you want to trample on laws, you want to trample on people because you feel you are the president. America is bigger than that. And I thank God that the political class, the leaders, they stood their ground. They stood their position to do the right thing. Though, let me make it clear that this impeachment does not automatically mean he's leaving office. But even if he's not leaving office, but it's already on record that Donald Trump is the first to be impeached 2 times. That is enough death. That is enough humiliation. That is enough disgrace on his part. So let me try and go through the news details. Donald Trump became the first US president in history to be impeached twice when the House of Representatives voted on Wednesday to charge him with inciting last week mob attack on Congress. The Senate will not hold a trial before January 20 when Democrat Joe Biden assumed the presidency, meaning the real estate tycoon will escape the risk of being forced to leave early. He will, however, depart in disgrace and likely due to face a Senate trial later. The only question in the House had been how many Republicans will join the Democratic majority. Now, like I said before, this impeachment does not mean he's leaving office, but it's a disgrace, it's a dent on his record. My joy in this whole thing is that this matter, these people cut across political party, cut across religion, cut across ethnicity. People decided to do the right thing. It doesn't matter who is involved. That is the joy. So moving on, the only question the only question in the House has been how many Republicans will join the Democratic majority. In the end, 10 Republicans broke ranks, including the party number 3 in the House, Representative Liz Cheney, head up in the White House. Trump had to immediate reactions, but he earlier issued a brief statement insisting that he opposed violence among his supporters. In light of more demonstrations, I urge that there must be no violence, no law breaking, and no vandalization of any kind. That is not what I stand for, he said. I call on all America to help ease tension and calm tempers. Thank you. That was after the crisis. He now came up and started calming the people that say he does not encourage violence, does not encourage vandalization, that everybody should calm down. Afterthought, after you have incited the people, after you have made the people go blazing, destroying this, that was an afterthought. So let's move on. Reflecting on the fear of uproar, armed Nation Guard deployed across the capital and center street were blocked to traffic. In the Capitol building itself, guards in full camouflage and carrying assault rifles assembled, some of them grappled knives early Wednesday under the honored status and historical painting. Trump survived the first impeachment almost exactly a year ago, when the Republican-controlled Senate acquitted him of abusing his office to try and get death on Biden family before the election. This time, his downfall was triggered by a speech he delivered to a crowd on National Mall on January 6th, telling them that Biden has stolen the presidential election and that they need to march on Congress and show strength. That was his ordering. That was when Trump was ordering his followers to go out there and show strength and march on the Congress, so that they will not be able to rectify or certify the Biden winning of the presidential election. Moving on. Armed up on weeks of election conspiracy theory pushed by Trump, the mob then stormed into the Capitol, fatally wounded one police officer, wrecked furniture, and forced terrified lawmakers to hide, interrupting a ceremony to put legal stamp on Biden's victory. One protester was shot dead and 3 other people died of medical emergency, bringing the total to 5. Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi told the chamber that Trump must go. It's a clear and a present danger to nation that we all love, she said. And Democratic lawmaker Ilhan Omar branded Trump a tyrant, saying that for us to able to survive as a functioning democracy, there has to be accountability. Yes, for democracy to survive, there must be accountability. There must be decency. Things must be treated with decency and courtesy. It's not about you. It's about the populace. It's about the people that vote for you. It's about what the people say. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not, whether it favors you or not. That is the only way democracy will strive. If you begin to see things from your point alone, from how it favors you alone, then it's no more democracy. It's no more democracy. So these are some of the things I want Nigeria to learn. Nigeria leaders to learn. Nigeria political class to learn. If we say we practice democracy, then we must practice democracy. If we don't want to practice democracy, we can go back to military. And we know that we are running a military type of government. So it's clear and present danger to the nation that we all love. A democratic lawmaker, Ilhan Omar, branded Trump as a tyrant, saying that for us to be able to survive as a functioning democracy, there has to be accountability. The Nancy Mas, a newly elected Republican congresswoman, said that while lawmakers need to hold the president accountable, the speed of the impeachment poses a great question about the constitutionality. Top Republican in the House, Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy, said that while Trump deserved censure, hurriedly impeached will further divide this nation. So some of them are trying to calm nerves down, trying to put it that they should take it easy, maybe because of the time that is remaining, just days to not to create more tension in the country. Some of the congressmen and women are trying to calm the nerve down, are trying to dwell on the people to take it easy and let it go by 20th in the next few days. Since it's going in the next few days, they should take it calm. For me, it's a good advice, but I like what is happening to him. I like the way they are dealing with him. The thing I'm learning in this matter and want Nigeria to learn is that democracy is democracy. It's about the people. The people must decide what happened. If you are representing me in the National Assembly, you must do what I want you to do, not what you want to do. So it must cut across religion, ethnicity, tribe, and party lines. McConnell open to impeachment. Trump, who has been stripped of his social media megaphones by Twitter and Facebook and finds himself increasingly ostracized in the business world, is struggling to impose his message, let alone any kind of resistance. He's refused to accept any responsibility for the horrifying scenes of January 6th, including his insistence on Thursday that his speech was totally appropriate, has infuriated allies and opponents alike. The main question now is to what extent former Republican allies in the Senate will turn on their party figurehead. Last year, they acquitted Trump overwhelmingly after the House impeached him for abuse of office. Powerful Republican Senate leader McConnell has made it clear there is no time before Trump January 2020 to hold an impeachment trial, given that the Senate is in recess until January 19. However, he said Wednesday that he was open to possibility of voting to convict Trump in a trial which could still be held after Biden takes over. I have not made a final decision on how I will vote. I tend to listen to legal arguments when they are presented to the Senate, McConnell said. New York Times reported Thursday that McConnell is signaling privately that he believed Trump did commit impeachable offense. Now, these are members of his party, Republican Party. They are speaking against Trump acts. They are working against Trump. They are working against Trump for what he did. And this position these people are taking will give a strong signal for anybody. That is the implication of what is happening now. That is what America is building. It will create a precedent for whoever is preparing to be an American president, that these people does not support autocracy. These people does not support you because you are the president. They support the people. They support the Constitution. Not whether you are a Christian or you are a Muslim. Not whether you are a Southerner or you are a Northerner. Not whether you are APC or PDP. It's your action. So if you make the next coming president sit up and know how to do things right, that is the way to go. That is the way to go. That is the way to build a nation. So democracy must be done properly, must be practiced properly. In the case of Nigeria, if we want to practice democracy, let's practice democracy. Let the people be in charge. Let the Constitution be in charge. Not whether it favors you or it doesn't favor you. Not because you are from Northeast or you are from North South or you are from South South or you are from Southeast. No. What is the implication of your action to the people? That is the question. That is what democracy should stand for. So we must practice democracy if we want to move forward. We must abide by the rules of the Constitution if we want to practice democracy. So my leaders, my political leaders, president, vice president, let's build a nation that works for all of us. Let's build a nation that our children will be proud of, not this one that we are in now. No man will be proud of this kind of a nation that we have. The only people that seemingly seem to be proud of this nation that we are now is the one that is the political class who are being favored, who have the opportunity of oppressing their neighbor with what they are amassing. They use their position to oppress people. They use their position to collect what they want. Those are the only class of people who are happy with this kind of democracy. And Nigeria does not belong only to the political class. Nigeria does not belong to only the politicians. Nigeria belongs to all of us. Every man, every woman have the same rights. Educated, uneducated, rich, poor. We have the same rights. And it must be seem to be practiced that way. Not this democracy we are not proud of this democracy. There's nothing to be proud of in this kind of democracy, and in this Nigeria we have so. So, Mr. President, as you speak, you take pride in speaking about integrity. Please, let your integrity be integrity, not multi-integrity. Let your word be your word. Let Constitution guide everything you do. Let the interest of the people guide everything you do. You are in a better position to turn the tide. You are in a better position to set the tune that Nigeria will go. So I'm appealing to you, Nigerians, political leaders, governors, senators, ministers, commissioner, House of Assembly members. Please, let's do the right thing. Let's practice the right thing. Let's build a nation that works for everybody. If you build a nation that works for everybody, you will be the best for it. You will enjoy it. It will work for you. It will work for me. It will work for your children. It will work for my children. Then there will be peace. You don't need to go about with hundreds of military, army, security guards. You don't need to build fences. You don't need to go abroad for medical checkup. Everybody will be happy for it. And the only way to build that kind of a nation is by letting Constitution guide whatever we do. Is by letting the people take their proper place in the scheme of things and democracy. That is the only way. We cannot be practicing the democracy and at the same time practicing military. No. Because what we look like we are practicing now is military kind of government. Let's do away with all this military tendency, dictatorship tendency. It's not going to help us. It's not going to take us anywhere. Rather, it will make us a failed nation. Won't you be happy to have a nation that can boast of youth who can stand on their own anywhere in the world? Say like 80% of our youth will be able to stand on their own. They don't need to depend on your employment. They don't need to depend on your palliative. They don't need to depend on your end power to survive. The only way to build such nation is by doing the right thing. We have a constitution. Let that constitution guide us. And if there are some part of our constitution that is not helping situation, let's do away with it. The New York Times reported Tuesday that McConnell is signaling privately that they believe Trump did not commit an impeachable offense. So this present potentiality factor shift in the ground under Trump feed because it could lead either other Republican senators to join in the convincing Trump with the goal of turning the page in the turbulent relationship between the party and former reality TV host and a real estate magnate. Meanwhile, the increasingly toothless Trump social media, whose depends late, excuse me, late Tuesday when a video sharing giant YouTube said it was suspending his official account for at least a week out of concern his video could incite violence. He also being called out by the business world, threatening his financial future once he leaves the White House. Latest below to the Trump empire was when a mayor of his New York City, de Blasio, announced Wednesday a termination of contract to run a golf course, two high-scene skating rinks and choreos in the Central Park. New York City does not do business with insurrectionists. Do Blasio. See, even his right to have a golf course is being taken away by the mayor of his city. How can you beat that? A mayor in Nigeria. Can you imagine a mayor in Nigeria telling the president that your right to host a golf course in my area is being taken away, has been cancelled, the contract has been cancelled? Can you imagine that? Let's imagine it in Nigeria. From what I see, it is not possible. It is practically impossible. That mayor will not spend 2 days in office after making that statement. So please, let's do the right thing. Let Constitution guide whatever we do. It's the only way to go. It's the only way to build a nation. So my people, keep sharing your neighbors. To subscribe to Naija Watch channel and be part of our program Matters Arising every morning, starting from 8 a.m. in the morning. 8:30 a.m. in the morning. Be part of our show and you will never regret being part of it. As you can see below the screen, the number is scrolling there. Send WhatsApp message to engage us, to encourage us, to criticize us, to correct us. I will be glad you did. So second on the item is kidnapper kill Ibadan farmer despite collecting 1.65 million ransom from family. This is another sad one. Kidnappers killed Ibadan farmer despite collecting 1.6 million ransom from family. This is another sad one. This one happened in Ibadan over the last weekend when a farmer was kidnapped in his farm, and after collecting ransom from the family, they still went ahead and killed him. These things must stop. This insecurity must stop. The government should come up with a strategy to secure us. You cannot be killing our farmers, destroying our farmer, and hoping that we will have food sufficient. It's not possible. It's not possible. If we want to guarantee food sufficiency, then we must learn to protect our farmers. We must learn to secure our farmers, to encourage them so that they will be able to produce what we eat. If they keep killing our farmers like this, kidnapping our farmers, collecting ransom from them, it will get to a point nobody will be willing to go to farm again. So if the plan of the government is really what they mean when they say they close border because they want to encourage local farming, local production, then this shouldn't be allowed. This shouldn't be encouraged in any way. The government must do all it can to bring down these kidnappers. Whether I don't know where they are from. I don't know whether they are from south or they are from north. Wherever they are from, the government must put these things in check. Otherwise, it will get to a point we will not be able to get people that farm for us again. So let me go into the news item in details to see what really happened. A farmer in Ibadan, Oluwole Agbola, who was abducted on December 28, 2020, was found dead Tuesday after his abductors had collected a ransom of 1.65 million. Agbola was abducted on his farm at Abuja area in Olukitibi village in the Akinyele local government area of the state by 6 gunmen dressed in camouflage. This man was kidnapped from his farm. This man left his home to go and look for what to eat and how to even make money to take off his family. He was kidnapped. To make this worse, they collected 1.6 million from the family. After collecting that kind of money, they still went ahead and killed this man. It's very unfortunate. The government must do all it can to solve this problem. Otherwise, everything other thing you are saying about food security is blah blah. It's blah blah. This shouldn't be things that still happen in this 21st century. The world is moving far. The world is thinking of other things. Look at the kind of things we are still thinking of. How to protect our farmers. How to secure our farmers. How to secure our roads. How to make our roads free of kidnappers. How to fix our road. This is what we are still battling in 21st century. All because of greed. Let's move on. According to Daily Trust, the kidnapper collected 1.6 million ransom from the family of the victim and still went ahead to kill him. A brother of the deceased, Olakunle Agbola, confirmed the killing of the farmer to journalists on Tuesday. He said his brother was killed by the government 10 days after they collected the ransom. End of quote. That is end of quote. After collecting the ransom, they killed him on Tuesday. That is wickedness. And why does it happen? Because the system allows it. The government is not taking up their responsibility. It is the responsibility of the government to protect its people. That is the number one in the Nigeria Constitution. You must guarantee the security of life and property of your people. And in so many fronts, the life of Nigerians are not protected. The life of Nigerians are not secured. And the same people still sit tight to position and still mount it that they are doing the right thing. They have conquered insecurity. This must not continue. You must do the right thing. Protect our people. Secure our people. And the way to go is by taking the right decision where there is need to be. NEPA have come again. Well, sorry for that distraction. Is the normal NEPA wahala we face every day. Yeah? So our leaders must learn to take responsibility. If you have promised to provide security, if you have taken an oath when you were sworn in to provide security for your people, and the Constitution empowers you to do it, then you must do it. If you don't do it, I go back to what I've said before, you quit. You leave the stage if you don't have the capability to provide security for your people. That is the number one thing you should do. That is the number one thing you should do. It's not an option. There's not an option. It's an obligation. You don't have the right to say, let me choose what to do. Provide security for your people's side. You cannot be in a position and Nigerians are dying every day like this, and you sit there as a minister, as a governor, as a chief of staff, as an IG. These things should be discouraged. If you have been given a responsibility by the president or by a governor to do something and you refuse to do it, the governor or the president you sack. They are not the only people that can do those jobs. It's not about whether you are from north or you are from south or from southeast, you are from south. No. It's about, can you do the job? It's about delivering on the assignment that has been given to you. Let's build a nation that works. Let's remove sentiment. Let's remove emotions. Let's remove It's my brother. It's my religious brother. We practice the same religion. It's from my region. Not. It's from a Yoruba man. It's a Benin man. No. If you cannot deliver on the job, quit the stage. If you cannot stand the heat in the kitchen, then you quit the kitchen. Not want to sit on a position, you want to enjoy the facilities, everything, everything that comes from the position, but you are not willing to do the job. When you are being asked to do the job, then you begin to complain, give excuses. We don't need excuses anymore. What we need is deliver on the job that has been given to you. We don't need excuses in any way at all. Yeah, my people, I'm seeing you. You are coming up. Thank you so much. Osakwe Friday, I see you. Thank you so much. Good morning, my brother. Mommy Diaspora, this is your question here. And now, wow, don't know whether he know what he's supposed to now. Only God know. If some of our leaders, some of them just think say their position, their duty is to come to position and enjoy, collect salary, enjoy everything in that position and go. They don't think they have any responsibility to do. That is the truth, the way most Nigerian leaders think. They don't think they have anything to do. They don't think they have any duty. Their duty is to just answer the name of the president and the governor, and they gallivant with those titles, collect the salary, collect the vehicles, everything that's accrued to that office. That's all. Not to deliver on what they are supposed. They are pure wickedness. Pure wickedness. Who dare think of it? Who dare think of this now? Who among our legislators can dare suggest this? Look at what is happening in America. Look at what happened in Estonia. Who can dare think of this? That is the irony of Nigeria. And we say we practice democracy. So if we want to practice democracy, we must practice democracy. We must practice democracy if we want to practice democracy. So let's do the right thing. Let's take the right course. Let's encourage the right things to be done by our people and our leaders. It's not about me. That is where we get it wrong. That is where we see things as a people. It's more of about me. And then if I get enough, I share to the people that follows me. That if I, after collecting billions of naira, I begin to give you like 20,000, 10,000, then you think you are doing. It's not about aligning things to encouraging a society that works for everybody. That is the way to go. A society that works for everybody. It doesn't matter whether you are poor or rich. It doesn't matter whether you go to school or you did not go to school. Education is very good, beautiful. I encourage everything about education. But that is not the end of life. So a society shouldn't be centered only on the super rich, the super intelligent. No. The society should be built that go out there and find your level. Whatever level you can fit in, you fit it there. If you want to be super rich, you are lucky to be super rich. You are lucky to be super intelligent. Beautiful. But if you are not lucky to be among the super intelligent, you are not lucky to be among the super rich people, your level, just move on. It shouldn't be trampled on by the super rich people. These are the things we must discourage as a people. We must discourage it. We must fight it. We must resist it. Look at this gentleman now. He went out to look for what to eat, what to take care of his family. This is what happened. And you expect another man to now go out and say he wants to go and farm. Then tomorrow you come and boast of you are encouraging local production. You want to guarantee food security. When you cannot guarantee the people that produce the food, the life of the people, you can't guarantee it. So how is that one going to happen? How possible is that? How realistic is that? We need to be realistic in everything we think we do. Before you make promise, be realistic in that promise. Not making promise of you just want to make promise because you must make promise. No. Make promise based on what is realistic, what your capability can do. We have ministers, we have a chief of staff who has passed their age, their order, their time, everything, age of service, and they are not delivering on the job. If they are delivering on the job, you leave them there, no problem, I will understand. But they are not doing anything. Every day we keep hearing killing, kidnapping, destruction, every day. And you tell me they must remain there. Nigeria is a joke. That is the truth of the matter. Nigeria is a joke. Nigeria is a joke. That's the truth. Next on the news item is Oyo Amotekun operative inflict injury on suspect. Extort money from them. This is another sad one on my part. When I saw this news yesterday in the night, I shed tears. I cried, because we might not get what we desire from this local security or regional security that we are talking about. We might not get it because the way we are going, everybody seems to make up their mind that they are going to be doing the wrong thing. We don't learn from the mistake of others. We don't learn from the errors of others. All we just do is, I am in position, this is my time. Let me do what I need to do. Let me eat as much as I can eat. Let me do as much I can do. That is all we think about in every assignment given to us. I've been hammering on something in the last 3-4 days about building the mind of an average Nigerian. Changing our values, changing our mindsets. And I will continue, it doesn't matter. I will continue to hit on that. We must change our values. We must change our mindsets. Employing you for a particular position is not an opportunity for you to enrich yourself. It's not an opportunity for you to exploit people. Let's go to the news proper and see what is actually happening there. Oyo Amotekun operative inflict injuries on suspect, extort money from them, police. The police said some of the suspects arrested brought to the station by Amotekun were in poor health condition, not admissible for detention. The Oyo State Police Command has alleged that State Security Network, also known as Amotekun Corps, usually assault suspects and extort money from them. The State Command on Thursday advised Amotekun to desist from assaulting suspects. The police said some of the suspects arrested brought to the station by Amotekun were in poor health condition, not admissible for detention. The State Commissioner of Police, Joe Nwanchukwu Enonwonu, in a statement issued through the State Public Relations Officer Olugbenga Fadeyi, said a case to buttress the above is an incident reported at Igbo Ora Police Station involving one Alhaji Umaru Saliu. Amotekun operative reportedly stormed Alhaji Umaru residence. They were said to have been about 30 in numbers. According to report, they allegedly shot periodically into the air and carted away the sum of 350,000 taken from him and took him to an undisclosed amount of money from his wife before whisking two of his boys away to the nearest police station. They allege that they were arrested during an armed robbery operation. The police boss denied that the allegation that they were not supporting the activities of the Amotekun Corps in the state being alleged in social media recently. He said the Nigeria Police Force as an organization is jurisdiction sensitive and structured in such a way that offenses committed in a particular area of responsibility or AR cannot be treated in another, as this is done for efficiency and accountability's sake. The original site of the robbery, as gathered by the officers on duty at the time of this case transfer from the news, is low Iwo Road area under the responsibility of Agidi Division. The investigation also revealed that no case of armed robbery had been reported at the division or any other in the environs as at or prior to that time. This is something to look onto and to do. The enforcement of jurisdiction of police is to be observed. The Amotekun operative had earlier visited Makola Division, where they were advised to the best of knowledge. This generator. I'm sorry, I'm coming. It also got to the attention of the Commissioner of Police that some suspects arrested and brought to the station by other security operatives are usually brought in terrible bad condition and not admissible for detention, leaving the police with no option but to demand the treatment of such suspects. One of the boys was shot before being brought to the station, where he was denied admission into the detention facility for obvious reason of being medically unfit. He was returned to the commander of the Amotekun Corps and his team for treatment. He was thereafter taken to the hospital where he died on admission. The investigation is still in progress and has done towards ensuring that justice deserves accept. The CP wish to unequivocally state that henceforth suspect in bad health condition or case without complement or witness will not be attended to. Now, this is the point I'll be saying. If this story is true, let me first of all put it that way. If this story is true, then very, very sad. Very, very, very sad. I hope it's not true. I pray it's not true. But if it is true, very, very, very sad. Everybody cannot just come every time. All they plan to do is to take advantage of the next person below them. We are complaining of the police. Now, this thing the police are complaining about, this is what they do. And now we are complaining. There was a riot that almost brought Nigeria to a standstill because of this kind of things last year. Hashtag #EndSARS. And today, a system was brought up to salvage the situation, to help the situation. Rather, the Amotekun that was brought up to help the situation is making things worse for the people. Where are we going? How can we continue to live like this as a people? How can people continue to treat us this way? We treat ourselves so badly that we don't even have conscience. If somebody commits an offense, what you're supposed to do is arrest him, take it to the police station for proper investigation and persecution. You cannot just walk into somebody's house and accuse him of armed robbery, collect money from him, collect money from the wife, and shoot them. If you suspect that they have carried out a criminal offense before, that you know, go there, arrest them, hand over them to the police for proper persecution and investigation. We can't begin to kill ourselves like this and see life have no meaning. Is this how we are going to go? Is this what we are going to do? Is this how we are going to build Nigeria? We must change. Oh, there's God. Oh, there's God. Oh, to the authority of Amotekun, please train your people, educate them. They are not. Don't send them out to go and exploit people. Don't send them out to go and kill people. The court is the place to go for any reason. No matter the level of offense, the court is the way to go. Only the court has the right to declare somebody guilty. The honest to God's truth is that if these things continue, it's not going to work for any of us. If we don't change our mindset, if we don't change the way we do things, it's not going to work for any of us. You might think it's working for you now because you are in a position. the guy is not working for you. You are just benefiting from the wrong side now. One day it will come back to you. Because you are not going to remain there forever. Whatever you do is just a privilege that you have. One day that privilege will be taken away from you. And you will face the rods. Whether Amotekun, whether police, whether army, whether air force, whether navy. Stand for the truth. Stand for the right thing. Do the right thing. Do the truth. Let's do away with hatred. Let's do away with corruption. Let's do away with oppression. Let's do away with extortion. You cannot go and take away somebody's livelihood because you want to live. Because you need money. Pension arrears. Retired soldier protest in Abuja. This is another sad one. Retired soldiers protest in Abuja for pension arrears. That is where we are now. That is the next story we are going to dwell on. Retired soldier protest in Abuja. Retired soldier protest in Abuja. Retired soldiers protest in Abuja. What a sad news. What a sad news. Very, very sad news as far as I'm concerned. Very bad one. People that are supposed to be enjoying life after giving their life to the nation, after serving for 35, 40 years, 30, 35, 40 years. There was the ones still going to queue up, carry placard. People that are supposed to be honored. Is that not a shame? Is that not a shame? So, in light of this, how are you going to talk about fighting corruption? When people that are supposed to be taken care of at their old age after working for the nation, after serving the nation, will be out there under the sun, under the rain, begging, crying for the peanuts. Let's go into the news proper. Pension arrears, retired soldiers protest in Abuja. The retired soldiers on Wednesday occupied the Federal Ministry of Finance, Abuja, in protest over the non-payment of their pensions arrears. The ex-servicemen are appealing to the federal government to approve the payment of minimum wage arrears accruing to them between 2029 date. They are also demanding a stop on all deduction on the pension of the retired medical officers, as well as the inclusion of officers who fought during the Civil War on the military pension scheme. A representative of the retired soldier, Anthony Abbas, who delivered a letter to officials at the Ministry of Finance, told Channels Television that they have fought for the country and deserve payment for their pension. Yes, they have fought for the country. They have worked for the country. They have defended, protected for the country. They deserve what they are asking for. They don't deserve this going to streets. By 24, 25, 26, Their phone, their bank is supposed to be. He added that they are hopeful that their demand will be met without further delay following the peaceful protest. End of quote. Now, this same country where things like that is happening, is this same country somebody will rule as a governor for just 8 years and sign into law that they will be paying him 200,000 every year, 200 million, and you don't see them complaining that their salary have not been paid. They will be entitled to, outside the 200 million every year, they will be entitled to housing, 2 houses in one in a place that they have governed, another one in their choice location. They will be entitled to medical bills every year for them and their entire family. They will be entitled to brand new cars, 3 to 5 years, depending on the state, every 4 years. Brand new cars, 2 at least, for just serving for 8 years. This same political class will not be able to pay 20,000, 30,000, 15,000 they are paying for retired civil servant or military. What a country. What a disgrace. It's a pity. This is where we are. But it's a shame to our leaders, to our politicians, to Nigeria as a whole. We must stand up for these people. This is one of the reasons that encourage the corruption we are talking about. If somebody is not sure of what is going to happen to him or her at the end of her putting 35 years into a service, then the only way out now is to still pack as much as possible. So that he or she will be able to secure his future. So if we want to curb corruption, if we want to stop corruption, things like this shouldn't be encouraged in any way. Things like this shouldn't be encouraged in any form. I beg of you, wherever position you are, local government chairman, governor, ministers, commissioners, president, vice president, please. Nigeria is not working. We shouldn't be talking of things like this at this stage of our life. After 60 years, see the kind of stories that still come out that makes headlines in our national newspapers. The kind of thing that made headlines. It's a disgrace. And if you have ever been in any political position in Nigeria, you are a disgrace. You are a disgrace. To be still hearing this kind of things. Your salaries are not delayed. The governor's salary, the president, their salaries are not delayed in any way. And you collect the biggest part of it. The peanuts you are supposed to give people who have put 40 years, 35 years, 30 years into service, they cannot get it. That's at when due. This is arrant rubbish. It must be discouraged. It must not be heard of. It's not a good news. I am ashamed that this is the kind of thing we still see on our daily newspapers, on our media house, that still make headlines. My people, keep sharing, liking, subscribing to our channels. Follow us in all fronts. Comment, engage us, encourage us, praise us, ask questions, criticize us if the need be. We are here to serve you. It is your like, your encouragement, your engagement, your followership that gives us the energy, that motivates us to do what we are doing. Below is a WhatsApp number. Send message for question, for commendation, and for criticism if there is need. Correct us when there is need, but make it clean and neat. No insult, no abuse. The reason why we are here is you. If you are not there, we will not be here. So we don't take it lightly. The next on the agenda or on our list today is NIM generated with BVM must be updated at Enrolment Center, NIMC. Very funny country. Let me let you into this news. Let me let you into it and see what they are talking about. NIM generated with BVM must be updated at Enrolment Center, NIMC. That is the latest now. The National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, has insisted that it is compulsory for Nigeria to visit the enrollment centers to complete their national identification number registration. It stressed that it was important for people not to get carried away with the generation of NIN due to bank verification number. BVN record harmonization with the national identity base data. In a post on his Twitter handle on Tuesday, the agency asked those who have gotten their NIN through such a process to visit the enrollment center to validate their number. It is said NIN generated by the BVN can only be used after it has been updated at the NIMC Enrollment Center. You must complete your NIN registration, even your BVN has generated NIN for you. If your NIN was generated due to BVN record harmonization with the national identity database, you will not have to access the NIN mobile app, and your NIN SIM generation will be invalid. Kindly visit our enrollment center to complete your NIN registration. Another tweet reads. The NIMC made the clarification following the controversy sparked by the use of short code to generate NIN. This comes after some erroneous said they got the number after getting registered on BVN, insisted that there was no need to visit any NIMC center amid second wave of COVID-19 in the country. Thousands of Nigerians stormed the NIMC Enrolment Center daily. There are fears that the rate of transmission at the enrollment center is high because the enrollees fail to comply with the COVID-19 protocol. This country, we are very funny. Our leaders are very, very funny. As we all know, December last year, they came up that for everybody that have not gotten their NIN number, their line will go up by January 1st. That we must go and do NIN. And later they now consider, say, okay, 3 weeks extension. Then later they started circulating a code number, 346 *346# to generate. If you have ever done a BVN, you will use that one to generate your NIN number. And some of us started doing it, and it works for us. I personally, I got it on my own. I link it with another code came up and said to link your line with it. I used it, it worked for my 2 lines completely. Very well. So I was happy that after all, the stress of going to queue is out of my way. They started advertising, they were throwing it everywhere, radio station, television station, we were throwing, even the networks, the Glow, NTM, they were sending text messages with it, telling us people how to generate the code. And it was working for some people, though some people have challenges. Only for yesterday now they came up and said that thing is no more valid. That everybody must now go to NIMC center to validate their number. What a confused people they are. We are complaining that the ones that are going because of COVID-19, they are too much, it's too risky. You are pushing everybody out again. Why were you not sending those numbers out before if you know it's not going to work? Only for 3 days now to elapse, you are coming up with your story of going back to validate it. My people, that is where we are now. These people, they don't. So now, how will you now expect people to believe that there's COVID-19 when the government is doing everything humanly possible to push us out? What you cannot do for 4 years, you want to do it in 3 weeks in the midst of COVID-19. Does it show any sign of responsibility? Does it show any sign of people that knows what to do? How to solve problems? Other than they create problems. Our people just go about creating problem for us, making life difficult for us, endangering our life. Well, we will face it. I have made up my mind what to do, and that is what I stick to. I'm not going to risk my life under this COVID period. I'm not going to risk it. If you cannot come up with a better way of doing it, then let it be. Everybody will suffer it. It's a cross for everybody to carry. But you people should know that you are creating problem. One day this problem will come back to you. It will come back to you. It will come to hurt you. It's not a cause. It will come to hurt you. Under COVID-19, the world is finding a way to keep their people safe. All we do is to endanger the life of our people. For what reason? We will get there. We will get there. One day, Monkey Cocoa Market, will return back. If you think because you people are in position to just do anything, one day that position will leave you and you will remain an average Nigerian. Next on the item is Presidency Force Group asking Bishop Kukah to leave Sokoto. That is another very good one from the Presidency. Presidency Force Group asking Bishop Kukah to leave Sokoto. Yeah, it was on my news item yesterday when some group in the north asked the vocal bishop to leave the north because of what he said, because of his Christmas message. He delivered a message on Christmas Day questioning the credibility of the present government, APC government, that they seems not to, they are not in charge, they are not doing what they are supposed to do, that Nigeria is sick. He made valid point. He said the right thing as far as I'm concerned. But some group were not happy with it, and it was given an ultimatum to leave Sokoto, and he should resign from peace committee. Was given that condition. Now, good enough, very well, the president have responded to those people that gave him ultimatum to quit. Not very good one. So let me read the news. The Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Matthew Kukah, has accused an Islamic group, Jama'atu Nasiri Islam, of inciting violence against him over his controversial Christmas message. No, sorry, this is not the one. Sorry, this is not the one. That's a mix-up. Okay, I got to the right one. That was yesterday. Presidency Force Group asking Bishop Kukah to leave Sokoto. Presidency have faulted a group, the Muslim Solidarity Forum, over a threat it issued to the Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Most Reverend Hassan Kukah, to tender an apology over a recent comment credited to him or leave the state. In a statement signed on Wednesday by the Senior Special Assistant to the President, Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, the Presidency described the situation as an assault on clerics' freedom. The Presidency also declared that Bishop Kukah must be allowed to practice his faith and politics, describing the stance by the Muslim Solidarity Forum as wrong and not in line with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Very correct. Bishop Kukah, in a Christmas message, has lamented the state of the polity, condemning the president's leadership style and ascribing the prevailing nation condition to his decision. A comment on Muslim Solidarity Forum said it was an assault to the entire Muslim Ummah and malicious comment against Islam. But in a statement, the Presidency explained that under our Constitution, every citizen has the right to, among others, freedom of speech and express the right to own property and reside in any part of the country, and the right to move freely without any inhabitations. The Nigeria strength lies in its diversity. The statement read in part, the right of all Nigerians to exist is enshrined in the Constitution, in this country Constitution. The duty of the government is more. So this democratic government is to ensure that the Constitution is respected, but all must respect the right and sensitivity of their fellow Nigerians. While admitting that Bishop Kukah offended many with his controversial remarks against the government and the persons of the president, the Presidency called up for restraint, warning that group or faction such as Muslim Solidarity Forum must not give quiet notice, must not give quick notice, neither should they unilaterally sanction any perceived branches. Yes. Now the Presidency has responded to the call by the group for Bishop Kukah to quit Sokoto or otherwise apologize. Very good response by the Presidency, making them to understand that it is enshrined in Nigeria Constitution for everybody to decide where to live, and nobody have right to give quick notice. If you are offended by anybody's action, the best thing to do, the only thing to do, is to take him to court. That is the only thing that you are allowed to do. Every other thing you do is an affront on or is against the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So the body should know that now. But I think I will advise the Presidency to do more. And if you look at the last part of that news, it said, he now went and said, though the statement of Bishop Kukah was offensive and derogatory to the government and president in particular, I don't think there was any need for that. You have responded to the people, make them understand what the Constitution is. That should be enough. The idea of now going back to say his statement was offensive, as for me, is even inciting. The way I see it, that is even inciting. You are indirectly telling those people to do better, to do more. So I expected, and I still expect the presidency to do more. It's not just enough to just condemn it. And you condemn it, tomorrow they will still come up and issue another threat for another person. DSS should call these people for questioning. The police should do their job by investigating the reason, the people that make those statements. It's not just enough to just condemn it. You condemn it and say, well, tomorrow I can come out and make another statement. I can come out and make even worse. I can even come out and do, and even take actions. Because I know you are not going to talk. I know there's no consequences for you, whatever I'm doing. The presidency must do more. The government must do more. If people have commit crime, sin, make them pay, enforce the law. The laws are there to be enforced. Things like this shouldn't be encouraged in any way. It shouldn't be encouraged in any way, in any format. Nigerians must be allowed to live freely wherever they want to live. And if this must happen, people like this that make such statements must be dealt with. They must be called for questioning. If you just leave them to operate like this, tomorrow they can come and make worse statement. Tomorrow they can even come out and take actions, not just statements. What is the DSS doing? What is the SS doing? What is the police doing in this matter? You cannot just condemn and just let it go. As far as I'm concerned, the life of Bishop Kukah is at risk. It's at big risk. Let's do what is right. Let's enforce laws. Let's punish people for what they have committed. Let us punish people for crime they have committed. If you keep overlooking this kind of things, then you are calling for state of anarchy. You are calling for people. You are encouraging people to do worse. You are encouraging people to be more violent. Please. This is not the way to go. It's not the way to go. If we want to deliver this country, if we want to fix this country, this is not the way to go. We must not encourage this kind of utterances. We must not encourage this kind of things. These are the way for the government to show their strength, to show that they are in charge. Otherwise, you are letting your government down. You are letting yourself down. It might be something that will affect everybody, but it affects you the most as a government. These are the things that will ever go on record to dent your records. Do the needful, do the right thing. Nigeria is not working because people are recruited on sentiments, of Itaobi. Nigeria is not working because people are recruited on sentiments. Yes, this is Ita's Obi's opinion. Nigeria is not working because people are recruited on sentiments. Yes, I so much align myself with this position, with this opinion. It cut it all for me. It cut it all for me. One of the reasons Nigeria is not working is because of the way we recruit our people, because of the way we hire people, especially in the public services. The private sector may be doing better, but in the public sector, the government sector, it's all blah blah. Our recruitment is based on who you know. You have a job in Nigeria today is because you know somebody, especially with the government. Especially with the government. It's not because you can deliver on the job. It's not because you have been tested that you can deliver. No, it's because you know who you know. So let me go into the news proper. Former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi says the reason Nigeria tend not to be working at this moment is that many individuals in various offices were recruited based on sentiment. Mr. Obi stated this on Wednesday when he joined Governor Wike to commission the constructed internal road phase 2 in Isioko, Ikwere local government area of Rivers State. The reason Nigeria is not working today is that people have operating house to stop. He said if we have to recruit you to be local government chairman, governor, vice president, president, minister, it must be based on capacity and competency, which are viable, not what we are doing now and the country is collapsing. Yes, the country is collapsing because we are putting the wrong people in the right place, putting a square peg in a round hole. That is the way. That's what we are doing now. According to the former chairman of the Nigeria Security Commission, accountability in government is a very critical yardstick to determine good governance and to build the trust of the people. Mr. Obi thanked Governor Wike for what he's doing for the people of Rivers State. He urged everyone who has been entrusted with the welfare of the people to give their all. End of quotes. So Obi is saying that we are recruiting the wrong people. I think if it's emphasis on the political position, the governor. But for me, I want to take it wider. Every offices, whether the political appointment, the political class, the election one, even the civil service, it is based on who you know. It's not based on what you can do. That is not how we are recruiting people. If you know a senator, you are a son of a senator, you know a governor, you are a sister or a brother to any of these big people, that determines the kind of job you get. So if you don't know, you go for the lower one. Most cases you don't even have if you don't know at all. So it's all about who you know. And these things have different impacts. It affects delivery on the part of the person. It affects how far these people can be disciplined when they are on the wrong side. If a minister appoints you or is the one that submits your name, or a governor for employment, be sure that that person cannot be easily disciplined. Because once you know that he's related, he has any relationship with one big top personnel in the country, then calling him to question, calling him for accountability will be difficult. When they're here, you cannot question them. When they go on the wrong side of the law, you can't ask them because they have one big bone, one big man behind them that you want to take action, you are afraid of the person. That makes it more dangerous. That makes it more dangerous for the country to handle. If we must move forward, if we must build a nation that works, recruitment, employment, election must be based on what you know, what you can deliver, and credibility. You cannot just bring people into offices without knowing what they have done, without knowing them. Just because he's a political party member, then it's enough for him to be a governor or a minister or a commissioner. That's all you need. And because you are related to a commissioner or a governor or a House of Assembly member or a minister, then when there is job in CBN, you are guaranteed space. When there is job in NNPC, you are guaranteed space. When there is job in Aso Rock, you have guaranteed space. But if you don't know people, there's no way you can get any of these jobs. If you don't have a big man, a big statue standing behind you, you cannot get any of these jobs. It's a very wrong way. It's one of the things that is dragging us down. It's one of the reasons we are where we are today. It's one of the reasons we are not moving forward. We must do away with all these elements, all these divisive elements. We must do away with all this nepotism, favoritism. We must do away with them if we want to move forward. This is not the way to go. We will not get it right by using who you know to put people in position. We will not get it right by encouraging people to be in a position they cannot really deliver. Obi just said it all. Peter Obi just said it all. He said it all. But the question I want to ask him, is he free from this favoritism? When he was a governor, did he use credibility to pick his people that work with him? I don't know. I'm not judging him. I don't know. I only just ask questions because he was once a governor. So I feel I should ask him. It's not just coming out in presence of newspaper, television, and talk what you cannot do. When you were a governor, how did you pick the people that work for you? Even your present governor now, how did you pick him? The one, your successor. Did you pick it based on credibility? Did you pick him because he can do the job? If I don't know, I'm not judging, I'm just asking. If you pick him based on, if your people that work with you were picked based on credibility, based on what they can deliver, fine, you are good. But if you in any way betray any of these questions I asked, then we are the same, or you are the same with them. So it's not just enough to just come up and make utterances. And just say you have said it. No. We should practice what we preach. If you cannot practice it, don't say it. Don't preach it. Keep it to yourself. So, I'm done with that. I hope Nigeria will learn. I hope we will learn to do the right thing. I hope we will learn to put the right people at the right position with the right experience. Not run wood in a square hole. No. Square should be square. Round should be round with the right experience. There, you will see improvement in everything we do. There, you see people putting their best. Because it's natural. If you have somebody that is protecting your interest, there's the tendency that you don't want to do anything, you don't want to give your all. If you sweat before getting a position, and there's nobody that is at the back of you to protect you, then you want to give your all tools to deliver on that job. But if you did not even work for it, somebody just recommended you, and the person is right there, at the press of a button is going to answer you, there's a tendency that you will be lukewarm. There's a tendency that you will not give your best. Only very few people under that condition give their best. Let's encourage people to give their best so that we will have a country to be proud of, to have a country to be honored for. Because nobody is proud of this country we are now. Leave all those stories. It's only the politicians that are proud of it because it's working for them. Outside the politician, nobody is proud of what is happening. So the next on the news item is Edo State government launches a vigilante network charges members on stiff security engagements. That is, Edo State government now launches a security network. Charges members on stiff security. So let me look for it. This is a good one. I hope it will work as proposed. A very good one for me. A very, very, very good one. If they can carry it to a logical conclusion. If they can really do it with all sense of sincerity. And if they can put the right people in the right place. It's not just enough to just set up a body and begin to pick people anyhow and put in a position without knowing the background of these people. Now let's go to the news proper. Edo State government has launched a vigilante network to strengthen the state security architecture to deal with rising insecurity. The Vigilant Network, an initiative of Governor Godwin Obaseki, is a community-led effort to galvanize local communities to partner with government security agencies to provide security and protect life and property in the state. A lead expert on the vigilante scheme, Mr. Yusuf Aruna, said the new security arrangement is intended to cooperate key actors in the key actors in local communities to secure their spaces, gather intelligence, build trust, and ensure adequate security across the state. According to him, working with the Vigilance Network, we have divided the state into strata, and everything is mining their area. We don't want criminal element to survive in any part of the state. We want to ensure that Edo is safe for our people and free of cultists and kidnappers. Our mission is to make out the criminal and ensure that they are not comfortable in the states, in our communities. The committed communities that are set up vigilant to work, collectively for their sustenance, urging more communities desirous of setting up similar outfit to approach the state government for clearance and guidance. Now, this is a very good one. Said it's an initiative of the state governor, Godwin Obaseki. It's a kind of vigilante network. Communities to set up vigilante, but they must liaise with the state government for guidelines and models of operation. Yes, that is what we need. That is what we need. You cannot know my area more than me. This idea of a commissioner of police is from North and is the commissioner of the police in Edo State. Maybe 40–50% of the police in Edo State are from other parts of the country. It cannot secure the state effectively. A state cannot be secured effectively like this. That is why we need a community policing, where the people that understand their area are in charge of security. Yeah, they can work with the national police, fine, But there must be people who understand the environment, who understand the people that lives with them. That is the only way you can secure a place very, very well. That is the only way you can secure a people effectively. You cannot bring somebody to come and be a police in my area and he doesn't even know. He doesn't even know people that have criminal tendency. So it's a way to go, but there must sound a note of warning. Because if they are not well trained and their mind is not well molded, these people will get to a point and begin to use it to exploit their neighbors. That is the risk in all these things. It will not get to a point where I have a problem with my neighbor, if we go and bring them to come and oppress me. That is the risk involved in all these kind of arrangements. So the governor or the government must be aware of these risks that are associated with such plans. You must draw their attention to it, because that is what an average Nigerian do. Every opportunity is to use it to oppress the next person. So if I have a problem with my neighbor, because the brother or the mother, the son or the daughter belongs to this outfit, it's enough to come and oppress me as we behave as a people. So that area must be looked into. That area must be critically evaluated as we move on. We need it. I like the idea, it's a fantastic idea, but I must point out this risk. Because I'm a grassroots person. I interact with people. I know what happened in every society, in the lower class of society. You don't give an average Nigerian an opportunity that he has power to do something. Once you know that he has power to do something, every person that is under that jurisdiction is a problem if care is not taken, except it's somebody that have the fear of God. So the government must look at that indices. The attention of the government must be drawn to that area. The government meant well. The governor meant well. He wants to secure. It's a fantastic idea. He wants to secure the people. But we have a people who takes advantage of every situation. We have a people who take advantage of every opportunity. That is the way we are brought up. I don't know if that's the way we are wired, I don't know. But that is, most of us, that is what we do. We always look for a way to oppress the next person. We always look for a way to show off what we have. So please, let's get this part of it right and do the right thing. So we are almost coming to the end of the program for today. It's been a very good day for me. Thank you, Sakwe Friday. You have attested to the fact that Peter Obi was very good. That's a good one. That's a very good one. I don't know him. I wasn't judging him. I only just ask questions that borders on those kind of things, because an average Nigerian politician talk and just talk when they see camera, but when they are not on camera, they do different things. So I wasn't really accusing him of those things. I only just asked those questions based on my experience with a Nigerian politician. So thank you for that clearance, and that is a kudos to Peter Obi for being that kind of a person. Yes, thank you, Doris. Thank you for your commendation. I appreciate you. Osako Friday, thank you. I appreciate you. Mommy in diaspora, thank you for this question, for this comment. We appreciate you being around us every time. We appreciate you being around us every time for your encouragement. Boy, Nigeria is a joke. I agree with you. For now, Nigeria is a joke. Except we turn the table around. We take deliberate effort to do the right thing. For now, Nigeria is a joke. We are just joking. Nigeria is a joke. Yes, that's the truth. It's the benefit they hope to get. That is why they go into politics. That is why they want to come and force themselves on us. So at this point, I want to say a very big thank you to all of you that has been with me, that has one way or the other contributed to this program. Matters arising. It's not easy to get your attention like this. Your time are very precious. We value your time. For you to come and spend 1 hour, 2 hours with us, we don't take it lightly. We love you so well. We thank you for your time. We thank you for your comment. We thank you for your engagement. We thank you for your likes. We thank you for encouraging your people to subscribe to this channel. We thank you for following us in every way. In every way. God bless you. And we will be back tomorrow by 8:30 a.m. on Matters Arising. I will promise that it's going to be another bumper package. Another package that will educate you, that will enlighten you, that will entertain you. That is why we are here. We pray that God will give us life so that by tomorrow 8:30 a.m. we'll be back with you as normal, and we'll be able to deliver on our promises. Thank you very much, and God bless you as you follow us in what we do. God bless you. See you tomorrow by the grace of God.